Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful sisters. I have started the broadcast a little bit early because I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to get this together. Um, for many of you, I don't know if you know this, but I am not a Google Plus Hangouts person, not yet anyway. So this is like one of my first times. Well, I've done it a couple of times, but not in this capacity. So I'm really, really very new to all of this, but I'm so super excited to be here with you guys. Thank you so much. It is really a great honor for me to be here with you all, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for having me. So let's go ahead and begin because let's see, it's actually 7 o'clock right on the dot. So I'm really happy to be started on time and to be here and have gotten all of this together. You just don't know. It's really, if you're not really technically inclined, like I'm kind of, sort of, kind of, but kind of not really. So this was really a big feat for me. So I just want to say congratulations to me. So I welcome you all to Sage Temple. I am AjaMakeda. I am the priestess of the way here at Sage Temple, and I welcome you all. I bow deeply to you all, and I thank you so much for being here. Um, I just want to tell you just a little bit about me, just really very quickly. This temple is scheduled for about 45 minutes. It probably won't go that long. I just said it that way just to make sure that I had enough time to give you the knowledge and give you something to really think about. I want you to leave here with some really good stuff in your heart and in your soul to take with you so that you can really start to really explore the options that you have, okay? So I want you to just relax. I'm sitting on my floor here. This is my office. This is my sacred space. This is my sunroom. This is my everything kind of a space, and I really enjoy it in here. So I want you all to just relax. This is very informal, as you can see. This is my couch behind me. I'm sitting on the floor, like I said. So please relax. I want us to just really enjoy this time and to be able to just kind of mesh with the information and let it flow. And I don't have anything scripted. And so I'm just going to really be letting this information flow. So once again, I'm AjaMakeda, and welcome to Sage Temple. I am the priestess of the way here at Sage Temple. And once again, I'm very honored that you're here. What we're here to do today is to talk about the different pathways, explorations, exploring the different pathways of spirituality. And that's what I do. It has been probably about 5 years, I think, since I started doing this. So when I first started my business almost 5 years ago, I started it with a company called Lavender Butterfly. And many of you all may have remembered that. Lavender Butterfly was really, it started off being a spiritual aspect of business, but then I changed it into to help women with hormonal imbalances because I myself have a thyroid condition. So I know very well about the fatigue. I know very well about the insomnia, and I've been off my medication for over 4 years, and so I wanted to help people with that. But then I decided that, hey, you know what? A lot of women could really use the things that I'm teaching to boost their confidence in everything from spirituality to how they wanted to live their lives, their lifestyles, and everything. So that's where Hey Goddess was born. And a lot of you that are here because you know me from Hey Goddess. So, hey, if you're here from Hey Goddess, if you know me from Hey Goddess, I welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. And Hey Goddess is really about spirituality, but it's also really about building your confidence. And everything kind of goes in a circle. So that is, once again, how Sage Temple was born, out of me really deciding and really doing the work to think about what is it that I want to do and how do I want to show up and how do I want to be of service to my sisters. So I started going through priestess training, as many of you know, and I'm still in priestess training and I'm so excited about that. I absolutely love it. But going through this training really got me to thinking, well, I really want to show up in a different way. I really want to serve from a place that makes me feel really, really good. So how can I do that? And that's where Sage Temple came from. So welcome again to Sage Temple. So that's just a little bit about me and my background. And thank you so much for being here from Lavender Butterfly. And thank you so much for being here if you're here from Hey Goddess. And if you're here for Sage Temple, I welcome you. This is going to be just a beautiful, beautiful time. And I thank you for being here. So what are we here for today? We are here to really talk about spiritual exploration and the pathways that lead to your private temple. So what is that exactly? What exactly is a private temple? Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you all, let me see here if I can get this going here. To make sure that you guys can chat. There's a group chat that's open, and I have opened the Q&A. I did it. Yes. Okay. This is fun. Okay. I'm going to calm down. I really am. I am. You just don't know. It's kind of kooky, you know. I'm just learning. I'm learning it. It's okay. We got it. So once again, we're talking about spiritual exploration, pathways, and one of the main reasons that you would go on a spiritual exploration of the pathways is to navigate to your private temple. So what's in a private temple? Well, in your private temple is all of your beautiful gems and your awesome stones and jewels and abundance of treasures and everything that you hold dear, everything that you love, everything that is just so magnificent to you. That's what's in your private temple. So you want to get there. But one of the great things about your private temple and actually navigating the pathways to your private temple is the journey that you're going to go on these pathways, because you're going to just be scooping things up while you're on your journey. While you're walking on your pathways, you're going to be scooping up all of these gems and all of these beautiful jewels and these beautiful pendants and treasures and beautiful flowers and everything that you think is so beautiful and wonderful and makes you happy and feel good. You're going to be scooping them all up as you're walking on your pathways. And it's really, really very brilliant, because that's what's going to be in your private temple. How is that, you say? Well, if you think about it, when you're doing the things that make you feel good, when you're doing the things that make your heart sing, that make you really, really happy, then that is what makes you most open to experience the connectedness to your higher power. And all of those things, when you really think about it, all of those beautiful, beautiful things that make you feel good, they're already in your temple. The reason why is because your temple isn't a place. It isn't over here, or it's not even like this is in my sacred space. It's not even something that you have to create. Excuse me, because your temple is here. You are the temple. So everything that you need is already here. The only thing you're having to do now is just go on the explorations, go on the journeys to figure out what exactly it is that makes you happy. What exactly is it that's going to make you so open to experience the spiritual connectedness to your higher power? So that's what this is all about. So I have a program called Sage Mysterium, and it actually, the portal to that opens tomorrow on the new moon. Yes, such a beautiful, beautiful time to be able to start your explorations. And what we're going to be doing in there is we're going to be talking about prayer. So what is prayer? Let's talk about that right now. What is prayer? Well, from my perspective, prayer is communicating with your higher power. It's having a conversation. It's talking just like we're doing right now, except for it's kind of one-sided right now because I'm doing all the talking. But that's the way prayer actually is, in my perspective. So how do you get to know someone if you're just meeting your spouse, or if you're talking to your kid's teacher, or even if you're talking to a store clerk at the Target? How do you get to know the things that you need to know, or how do you get to know the person, or how do you get to find out information that you need? It's really by communicating. It's by talking. So that's really, really what prayer comes down to. And how do you do that? Sister, there's no right or no wrong way. It's only what's right for you. And that is one of the most beautiful things that you can realize, is that however it is that you feel like you want to communicate with your Lord, with your higher power, with Goddess, with Source, with the universe, your higher power, your higher self, whatever the term is that you call your higher power, it's up to you. It's up to you to decide that. It's up to you to go on that journey to see what makes you feel good. Praying in nature, how do I feel about that? Do I want to go outside, and do I want to look at the flowers and see how I feel about how they make me feel, and begin to have a conversation with my Lord, with my higher power at that time? You can try it and see how it feels. And if it's something that you like, then that's something that you can possibly add into your spiritual practice. There is no right, there is no wrong. There's only what's right for you. So this isn't about judging other people's pathways, because everyone's pathways are very, very different. So what works for me is just may not work for you, and that's okay. That's the beauty of you being able to explore, is to find out what it is that you do like, what it is that really makes you happy, and it's really about being blissful. When I started out my path, I was born Christian. I was born and raised Christian. My parents were Christian, and Baptist to be exact. And I still love to listen to gospel music. I do. I love me some Mary Mary. I love me some Kirk Franklin and everything. I still listen to gospel music because I love the way that it makes me feel. Okay? So in my 30s, I converted to Islam. So that's a totally different religious background and aspect, and the traditions are very different than Christianity. Some are the same, but some are very different. So one of the things that attracted me to Islam is the very first time that I put my head to the floor on the prayer mat to make salat, to pray, I felt so much peace. It was just so much peace. And I really kind of think of myself as a seeker of knowledge. And when I got to that point where I found that peace, it was just remarkable. And it was that way for a very long time. But then I began to search for something else. I'm not saying that, you go through levels or anything like that, or someone's lower than you are, you're up here, or vice versa. It's not about that. It's about evolving personally. And sometimes you just don't get everything that you need in a particular place, and there's nothing wrong with that. I still classify myself as a Muslim, but now what I do is I add in a lot of Wiccan aspects into my practices. Some would say that there's something wrong with that, but I'm not here to make those people happy. I'm here to make myself happy, and I'm here to worship my Lord, my higher power, in the way that makes me feel good. So that it took a lot for me to get there, and that's where all the confidence came in, and why I started teaching women how to be confident, because it takes a lot to come out and say, hey, I'm Muslim, but I do this and I do that, and I don't do this and I don't do that, and I don't care what you say. This is what I'm going to do anyway, because this is my path, not yours. You go walk your path. Now I'll go walk mine. Okay? It takes a lot to get to that point where you're okay with who you are, and you get to be okay with who you are because you absolutely love what you're doing. It feels so good. Nobody's going to tell you to stop, and you're actually going to stop because it feels so good. A lot of times I think what people don't really take to heart is that And this goes for anything. I'm not talking about Islam. I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm not talking about Wiccan or pagan or Judaism or anything. I'm just talking about life. A lot of times when you don't want to do something, then it puts you in a kind of a funky space and you don't want to do it. And I mean, there's people who like to wash dishes. There's people who like to clean. I like to clean. Believe it or not, I like to clean. I don't like to cook. So if you start talking to me about cooking, I can't say that we're going to be having much of a conversation for very long because I don't want to cook. So when you don't want to do something, it really is hard to kind of go that route to do it, to kind of get yourself in the mood to kind of do that thing. So how is it that we feel that a spiritual practice is any different? And I'm not saying that spiritual practices were not meant to be hard or challenging or anything like that. I think in some aspects they are, but I also think that in a lot of aspects they are not. A spiritual practice is something that you want to do, because if it's not something that you want to do, you're not going to do it. It's plain and simple. You're just not going to do it. You have to make yourself do it. And a lot of times you're really very happy that you did afterwards, but sometimes there's a better way. And that's all that I'm saying, is that if you don't resonate with your current spiritual path, then maybe it's time for you to actually start looking at something different to see where it is and what it is that you actually do resonate with. So that's what I really wanted to talk to you about as far as prayer is concerned. I kind of went all into all kind of other aspects of things, but see, this was what happened when I don't have a script. See, this is what happens when I don't write a script for myself. I start on the road. I'm just going right down the street to the corner store to get some apples, but then I end up in China talking about y'all got some apple pie. See, that's not where I wanted to be. Anyway, so but that is what the Sage Mysterium is all about. Let me just talk to you really quick about that. Sage Mysterium, it's my baby, it's my love. I absolutely am so excited about this program because, once again, when I started thinking about how I wanted to provide for you all, it really came back to you. Well, how can I make it easy for her? Well, I can send everything to her email. I can make it in an audio form and give her a worksheet so that she can really dive deep into the inner workings of the pathways that she's working with for that month, not for a week, but for that month. You've got that time to actually really meld in and really deepen into the presencing of that particular pathway. So we'll just say that prayer is one of the pathways. So you have that month, you'll have an audio to listen to as many times as you need to. You can download it onto whatever device that you want to, because it's coming straight to your email. There is no passwords to remember except for your own email address, of course, that stuff. But there's nothing to actually think about making a username and a password for. You don't have to remember what the website address is to the members page, because everything is coming straight to your inbox. Okay, did I make that easy for you or what? Yes, I did, because I wasn't just thinking about you all. With my thyroid condition, it's just like brain fog. How can I make this better? How can I make this easier? How would I want to get it? And this is what I came up with, is that, so you're going to get an audio. Once again, like I said, you can listen to it as many times as you want. You can download it to as many devices as you need to. You can listen to it in the car on the way to grocery shopping, on the way to work, anything. You can listen to it while you're washing dishes or while you're cooking. For me, just kidding. Also, what you're going to get is worksheets. I can say worksheet or worksheets, just depends on how it's coming, but most of the time the worksheets are multi-page. And what these worksheets do is they really back up the audio to help you get a more exploratory experience. So it's a lot of writing prompts and it's a lot of question asking, because really, when you really start to ask yourself questions, and when you go through that self-discussion and discovery process, that's when the getting gets good, right? that's when you start really getting into the answers of the explorations. Well, what do I think about this? Well, what do I think about that? Well, do I really want that or do I really want this? It really does help you to really write down everything that you're feeling, and it gives you a lot of guidance to go through, excuse me, so that you can really understand what it is that you're doing, what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking for, and to really help you get the answers for that. So that's really the gist of it. You'll be getting gifts throughout your membership, and I have beautiful, beautiful sisters. I'm so excited. I have beautiful sisters coming in to talk to you about different pathways that they are expert in. So, for instance, one of the months there will be, I have a sister who's a tantrika. If you're not familiar with what a tantrika is, she is a woman who helps you to really deepen into your sexuality, your intimacy. So it's not just about sex. It's really about what it is that you've got going on the inside to help you with your intimacy of anything, intimacy of your relationships, intimacy of yourself, intimacy of your sexual relationships as well. So it's really not just about the sex. It's really about your soul intertwining with your intimacy. And I really, really love that. And I can't wait to hear her audio. And I'm going to be doing this too, because like I said, I am a seeker of knowledge, and this is just a wonderful opportunity to be able to really explore the different pathways. You can hear it in my voice. Let me calm down. I'm just a little bit too excited. I really, really am. So we have her, and we have a beautiful health coach. And so what she's going to be coming in talking about is health as it is concerning a spiritual pathway. So we all know that everything is a circle, right? So whatever is going on in one area potentially is going to touch into these different areas. So you really want to get your mindset straight and your heart straight with your health issues. So she's going to come in and she's going to give you a talk on that, which is your audio. It's just going to provide you with a worksheet to help you get things going and get that self-discussion and discovery aspect going for you. And that's just absolutely wonderful. I'm so excited. And so the same thing goes for, I have a beautiful intuitive reader. She also does Akashic Records. So that's going to be a good one. I have a sister that's coming in who's going to do a pathway on cyclical living. Now, let me say that this is a funny little story that, okay, I've been doing cyclical living for, I would say, about maybe almost 2 years. How about I thought I made that up? I did. I thought that I made that up. And I'm just like, oh, I was reading a book. Actually, I think it was Warrior Goddess. And she was talking about cyclical living. And I said, cyclical? Oh, I didn't even know that there was a term for this type of seasonal living. I didn't know that. And then when I was talking to the sister, who she's a shaman, and her name is Earth Spirit Walker, and she said, oh, you know what? That's, cyclical. The word is cyclical, not cyclical. I said, oh, well, I just learned a few days ago that there was actually a term for it. So I have no idea that, what the term is. But she's going to do a beautiful section on cyclical living. Cyclical. I don't like saying that word, but hey, that's the way it's pronounced. Cyclical living. And it's going to be, of course, season-based. So she's going to talk about spring, summer, winter, and fall, and the different aspects of what you can do during those times to help you to really come out and live according to those mythologies, those modalities. So I'm really, really excited about that because, like I said, I've been doing this for, I would say almost 2 years. And I've been doing it just the way that I want to. And honestly, that's what it's really about. It's really about living the way that you want, the way that makes you feel good. But it's also really nice to learn other things to add into that and to just kind of make it complete. And it's just awesome. So I'm really looking forward to her as well. Let's see, who else do we have? We have another priestess who is going to be coming in and giving you all of her good stuff. She's been through priestess training, so she is an ordained priestess, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say in her audio, and I can't wait to do the worksheet as well. So that's what Sage Mysterium is about. It is $39 a month, and it takes you through all these different pathways. Let's see, another pathway that we could talk about is, let me see, we could talk about values. This one is a big one for me because this is something that I taught a lot of. Let me get comfortable. My butt is going numb over here, so let me kind of reposition myself. Okay, there we go. Values, that's something that is really very near and dear to my heart. It's the basis of just about everything that I teach is your values. If you've done any classes with me or any workshops or any webinars or any of my courses, then you know that Aja is about the values. Aja is all about the values. And in this course, there's no difference in that, but it's just given to you in a different way. So one of the things that I believe that values really will make a big difference in your life when you get them straight is in your spirituality. And it is in exploring those pathways of your values that really helps you to get straight on the path that you're going to. You know, do I go to the left? Do I go to the right? When you have your values in place, then there are no wrong roads. I mean, there's no wrong paths anyway, because everything's a learning experience, and it's absolutely beautiful. But when you have your values straight, then you can absolutely say no to this, and you can absolutely say yes to that in confidence and know that you're going in the right direction. When you get your values together, it's almost like you're writing a mission statement. It's like you're writing yourself a manifesto. It's your guidebook. It really does help you to stay off the paths or aspects or sections or features even in people that you don't want to deal with, because that's not what is important to you. So your values really help to get you to a place where your path kind of narrows and you're actually starting to move even quicker and faster to your temple, to your private temple where all of your beautiful treasures are stored. Now remember what I said in the beginning, right? That as you're going down your path, you're just scooping up all these beautiful treasures, and you're just scooping them up. You're actually throwing them in a bag, scooping them up and putting them in your bag and scooping them up, and before you know it, you've got this gigantic bag full of beautiful gems and treasures that have everything in there that you absolutely love. And do you know what that makes? It makes a spiritual practice. So I am going to leave you on that note to really think about explorations. Tomorrow is the new moon, and it's a beautiful, beautiful time to start exploring. You know, that's another thing that we're going to be talking about, or another pathway, I should say, that you're going to be going down in Sage Mysterium is moon living. The sister who does the intuitive readings and the Akashic records is really, really deep into moon manifesting, so she can talk a lot about that as well. And I do live by the moon. I started doing that maybe about 4 years ago, and I think it's really awesome. So if you don't know a lot about these things, or even if you do know a little about them, or you're living some of them now, it doesn't hurt at all for you to get a little bit more knowledge. And because everybody brings things to people from their own perspectives, and it's always something new to learn. It's always something beautiful to really think about and grasp hold of and stick it in your bag. So there's always going to be something that you learn, something for you to pass on, or something for you to put in your bag and to really make it a treasure for yourself. And as I said, tomorrow is the new moon. It's a wonderful, wonderful time to use the moon's energy to get new things going and to really explore. And this is the time for that. This is the season for that, for really actually really going inside and really deepening into the pathways that you're going to be learning. So I'm really, really excited for you. This is like coming at the most awesome time. And I have to tell you that this has been a passion that I've been wanting to figure out a way of how to bring this to you. And I finally found it. And it's wonderful. It's magnificent. And I cannot wait for you all to start on your pathways in this program. So it is Sage Mysterium, and you can sign up for it at www.sagetemple.com. And if you sign up tonight or by tomorrow midnight, then I'm going to give you a $10 coupon off every month. So instead of it being $39 a month for you, it will be $29 for you. Yay! So, and all you have to do is just email me and I will give you the coupon. And I am going to leave you with that. And I absolutely loved talking to you and being here with you. I thank you so much for coming with me and sitting here in the temple and gathering with me. It's been really, really great. I thank you so much. I bow to you, sweet sisters, in love and light. Aho.